make an argument, let's say, that Australia could be the hottest market for DER type stuff, maybe in the world. I don't know, what do you think?
Well, Australia is a very active market. It's very active for us. It is certainly, a lot of people here in North America, they always like to look to Hawaii as a postcard of the future, so to speak. And I always tell people, keep going and look down a little further south to that other giant island of Australia, because what's happening in Australia is a pretty phenomenal change. One, the government has dramatically incentivized renewables, and they're driving big movements in terms of renewables at the rooftop level for customers.
Right.
They have an aging generation fleet, an aging fossil fire generation fleet that doesn't necessarily have the ability to be upgraded with natural gas and other types of technologies like we see in other parts of the world. And so you see grid scale renewables becoming a big part of the equation within Australia.
Right.
And so all of that, remember that this is a deregulated market in this part of Eastern Australia. So with it being full retail, you also see customer churn at the 25% level for some providers, which means there is constant activity happening at the customer level. And you put all those things together, and it's a recipe for distributed energy. It is the perfect equation for distributed energy, and allowing retailers to create incentivized offers for their customers that create long-term customer stickiness with things like batteries and electric vehicles and solar rooftop. And of course, that's why you need a VPP, because you need the ability to orchestrate, manage, and control all of those resources in order to make it work well with the power system.
Yeah, well, you're right. I mean, I think Australia has the highest rooftop, for per capita, highest solar rooftop rates of anywhere in the world, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down.
It doesn't appear to be slowing down, and I think that the home battery market appears to be a massive market there. We just saw our customer AGL just released their fiscal results, actually just yesterday, and one of the big themes of their report out was the focus on distributed energy and customer side batteries as one of the key pillars that they're going to use to continue to grow their utility and provide value to their customers.
Well, one more comment about Australia is I think the other thing that I was struck by is someone described it as a free market on steroids. And I guess I didn't quite realize that. I guess prices are every 5 minutes, and they have set a very high market cap. So there's incredible volatility. I don't know, compared to other markets you've worked in, would you say it is the most volatile market, or among?
I don't know if it's quite the most volatile, but you are right. There are some aspects of the Australian market that it can move very quickly. We've seen price spikes as high as $14,000 a megawatt hour, and last summer. For very, very short periods of time, and then of course it will swing the other way. They also have a very, very mature frequency market there, which also can be very volatile when they have things happen at the bulk power system. Of course, those prices go through the roof very quickly. But I would counter it to things we've seen in Europe, because when you think about volatility, there's of course that transition from low to high price that's important over very short periods of time. But in places like Europe, we're also seeing trends where prices may go negative for days on end. Right. And that's because of the influx in large amounts of renewables on the system. Right. So you need to be able to handle both the volatile speed of these markets, but you also need to be able to flex for very long periods of time as well.